What is tougher than parenting one kid? Parenting 4 kids. Let's get some tips from the experienced Evelyn as she shares with us how she mediates conflicts with 4 children in a family, as well as how she even finds time for herself. I'm Jacinth, a parenting coach and ex-school teacher, and welcome to episode 3 of Parenting with Evelyn, brought to you by HP Instant Ink. Evelyn, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Jacinth.
Yes, Evelyn, I have 2 kids and I already find my home very chaotic. And sometimes, when we get triggered, it's just so hard to manage ourselves. So my question to you is, have you always been so zen and calm? And how do you manage your emotions?
I think, it's very hard when you're a caring parent to be zen and calm, right? Yeah. But I've learned over the years, to manage my own emotions as I try to teach my kids how to manage theirs. There's always a time and place for things. And so, as children grow up, they learn more about perspective taking. They learn more about, putting themselves in other people's shoes. And that's when, that emotional regulation can start coming in slowly. Yeah.
Yes. So I do emotion regulation with my kids as well, and I print a lot of posters, which we will talk about them later.
Okay.
So if you are keen, to get hold of these posters, they're all free for your download in the HP website. So you can click on the link in the description box below. Evelyn and I both use the HP Instant Ink subscription service, which automatically detects when we run low on ink, and they will deliver the ink cartridges to our doorsteps with no delivery charge. And you can even save up to 50% on ink cartridges, or even return the empty cartridges for free recycling. And right now, HP is offering a 3-month free trial of HP Instant Ink if you own or purchase any of HP's eligible printer. This is a really good deal, so click on the link below to sign up for HP Instant Ink.
So I think, sometimes as adults, we forget that, children, because emotions and all these feelings are so common sense things for us. We have had them for so many years. So we tend to not remember that, children are very young. They may not even understand what they're going through, why they're feeling a certain way, and what more, how to handle these emotions. So all these regulations of emotions has to start with understanding what they're feeling and why they're feeling first. So, I would actually, when they were younger, I would actually, have books or, print out pictures like that to actually explain to them, okay, this is how a happy face looks like, how an angry face looks like, when you're angry, why? What happened just now that made you angry? Oh, then, the child will think about it and, consciously really just work out what are the things that are his trigger points. For example, one of my child would tell me that I don't like it when I say something, Koko just ignores me. So then he understands that this is his trigger point. So then what does he do? He realizes that, what he does is he will speak louder at a much higher tone to his Koko. And Koko doesn't like it, and that's when they start quarreling. You see, so a lot of times, small little things like that happens without them even realizing that actually I was only trying to get my point across, but that other person took it as something offensive. Yeah. So helping them understand their own emotions and how to manage it is so important. Yeah.
Yes, and it's also very difficult to do so.
Yes.
So for this poster particularly, I did it for my girl. You can download this for free as well in the HP website. And to make it more fun, I added a little beat. So you realize that you can actually move the beat along.
Yes.
And
so she can decide,
she can, yeah. So
which
maybe
is
she'll
empty.
end up at upset. So this is the very first step of emotion regulation, which is to label your own feelings and knowing,
right.
being aware.
Yes.
And I have a little box here where she will just start drawing how she feels or why she's upset. Sometimes it's just like angry strokes or like a sad face. She may not be able to draw very well, but that is an outlet for her to express herself appropriately.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so this is more for the younger kids, I feel. But now that your kids are older, what else do you do to help them? In fact, there's this mom who asked, how do you handle the pre-teen angst? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, giving them that basis to understand, what are the labels to what you're feeling is so important. And not just that, I think, I constantly read books to them about perspective taking, about, how a person might be feeling because something happens, so helping them take, when you bring them into the world of stories, putting them into characters, helping them see how this character, goes through certain things, felt certain way, and then reacted in a different way, actually helps to give them that rich vocabulary and that whole imagination about, what feelings are all about and how it looks like,
Yes.
I also teach them one thing, I thought it was very, very helpful, and I'll share with you now. I use this printout. Okay, this is called a traffic light printout, right? Everybody's so familiar with it. Even young kids can identify with it and know what it's all about. So, especially now, I've got 3 boys at home. So with boys, things gets a little bit hot sometimes. So everybody can relate to the feeling of anger when it comes out. It's that color of red, the intensity, the red, intense red. So I would tell them, no, whenever you feel that anger in you, okay, it's time for you to stop, because it is always easier for you to just let it out by ranting, by screaming at a person. But it takes a lot more for you to be able to stop. And you want to stop because you'll be hurting that person. You'll get into an accident, and nobody wants to get into an accident, right? So whenever you feel that red feeling coming up, that anger coming up, it's time for you to stop. Okay, so they kind of can relate to that, and they will remember that. So I put this up around the house as visual cues, or if let's say they can't see it and I can hear it, and I'll tell them, okay, traffic light. So that will be the cue to calm down. Okay, assess the situation. That's when they will slow down. Okay, it turns amber. Maybe remove themselves or teach them, tips on what to do after you've recognized that you are red already. Maybe remove yourself from that place where that accident might happen, or maybe talk to that person and say, stop. I need to stop. I need to go away. And I just need to spend some time away from this. We'll come back and talk later. And then later on, after they have either approached an adult to help, or looked at the situation themselves and assess what they want to do next, then you can go. All right, because by then you would already have taken your 10 deep breaths, and help yourself to move forward. Yeah.
Evelyn, this traffic light don't just work for kids, right? It works for adults as
Yes,
well.
I think so.
When we are very triggered, we will also want to vent out. That's why we
Yes.
also need to think about the traffic light. And I think it's great if this can be a common language between a parent and a child, and they can act as each other's accountability buddies.
That's right. And it's so important not to just teach this during moments of conflict, but during peaceful moments where you all sit down together and you talk it out. Because all children, they love each other. I believe that siblings, they will always have this, yes, sibling rivalry, but they also have this very very amazing sense of brothership and bonding. Yeah. So we'll pick those moments where we see them showing affection to each other or being kind to each other, and then we will hone in on that and tell them, hey, see, look, you all love each other, right? So you don't want to get into accidents, right? So that's when we talk to them during peaceful moments, and that's when they are more receptive and they know that, okay, it is also part of my duty to make sure we do not get into moments of conflict. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
There's a mom who asked, she said, I have 4 kids too, but I can't even manage my kids' emotions, much less myself. So she was asking me about, so how do you think we can help her? What's a typical day like for you? And how do you recharge or take care of yourself? Maybe this can serve as an inspiration and motivation to other parents.
Right. Well, I'm no guru when it comes to handling 4 kids. I'm still learning, and as the kids grow, I find that I'm met with different terrains, and I have to reassess my strategies. Yeah, but I'm very, very thankful for this era that we are growing up in. As parents, because we've got so many ideas, afloat on the internet, from the web that we can pick up, and just try out to see whether it fits and works for us, right? Yeah. So, for myself, I am actually quite organizationally challenged. I have ideas that will come afloating to me at all times of the day, and I find that I will tell myself, okay, this is a very good idea, I must implement this, or I must remember this to remind the kid to do this or to do that, and I oftentimes forget. So I picked up this tip from one of a mom who is also quite organization guru. So she said, what she'll do is she'll actually capture all these thoughts and then WhatsApp herself. And because most of the time we will check our WhatsApp messages, right? So we'll check a message to ourselves, and all my ideas are parked there. At the end of the day or at the start of the day, I will be able to assess them and then plan and organize and be able to at least keep myself one step ahead
Yes.
of how the day will unfold.
Yeah, so having like a plan in advance can help you to feel less anxious.
That's right, that's right.
So in the mornings, like when you wake up, right? How does the whole day look like?
Okay, so for me, my planning time is always in the morning. Because that's when I feel I'm most recharged, after a good night's rest, and there's no kids around to to bother me. So I sometimes wake up typically about 5:30 before the kids start getting ready to go to school and all that. And so that's when I will really just quieten my heart down. Maybe if I need to feel even fresher, I just take a bath and then just do my planning for the day. Know who needs what, when do I need to be available for who, for what, and before I get on with my day. Yeah, so I will do my planning, and then later on, after sending the kids to school, I might even go for a jog. So it's really important to take care of our own needs. I work well with workouts. So if let's say I don't work out for the whole week, I know I feel sluggish. I know that there's no adrenaline pumping. My life is sucked out of me. So with exercise, a routine in place, I find that I generally tend to work better. Yeah. So taking care of ourselves is so important. Sometimes it can be as simple as just going to a hairdresser's to have a haircut, right?
Yeah, that's really a luxury.
But you have to take care of yourself. Even the airlines tells you that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, before you take care of a child, please take care of your own
Yeah,
self.
put on your own oxygen
Yes,
mask before you help your
exactly.
kids.
That's
Yeah,
right.
this is something I also believe in, because if only when you can be happy, a happy mom, they can raise happy children. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Evelyn, for sharing all these raw experiences. I think many of us can learn a lot from her and these practical tips. So maybe we'll just do our 3 takeaways.
Okay,
Yes.
let's do that. So for me, the first takeaway would be, emotional regulation is so important to everybody. And so, as parents, I think it's our duty and it's our privilege to teach our children how to recognize emotions, how to deal with them, and, how to really just normalize, especially those really angsty emotions that they feel, yeah?
My second takeaway is to use the traffic light analogy to help my kids. I think having something so familiar that they can relate to can help them to know what to do when they experience big emotions. And it also builds confidence in them to know that actually I can manage my emotions. I just need to be more intentional.
That's right. Yeah. For a start, you might find that the children are not, still not able to get into a habit of it. But I think by and by, if you just keep emphasizing that, okay, traffic light, it becomes a habit for them to latch on to whenever they feel emotions that they have to deal with. They remember to stop. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So for my final takeaway, I think it is so important to be compassionate to yourself, because you know that you're going to only get better because you're still working on it, and with hard work, it will only translate to climbing one rung higher onto that ladder of achievement. Yeah?
Thank you, Evelyn, for this inspiration. I think all of us need this, especially when parenting can be so tough.
Yes.
And also, it's important to reframe our mindset. So I always tell myself, instead of I have to take care of the kids, I have to work to clean the house, I think about it from a place of privilege. I get to take care of my kids. I get to clean my house for my children. I get to work, to find my sense of identity. This is so important.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they give you so much in return,
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's
All
really a
right.
privilege.
Thank you for being here. If you missed our previous 2 episodes of Parenting with Evelyn, you can always click and watch it again. And we really want to hope that you have gained some insights from this. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos on positive parenting tips and strategies. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.